Premier, the Honourable Juliana O'Connor Connolly, Minister for Border Control and Labour, the Honourable Dwayne Seymour, Minister for Tourism and Ports, the Honourable Kenneth Bryan, Minister for Planning, Agriculture, Housing and Infrastructure, the Honourable J.E. Banks, and you'll also see members of the packed government standing in the background. We'll hear first from the Honourable Premier.
Thank you very much, Donna. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today, several changes were made to the composition to the Cabinet of the Cayman Islands in order to better achieve synergies and improve the already good results of the PAC government's stated priority areas. Over the past few weeks, I have been carefully evaluating the PAC government's performance during our first 2 years. During that time, the country emerged from the COVID-19 pandemic and the restrictions associated with that. Its borders were fully and safely reopened, and the economy has not only recovered, but has equaled or surpassed pre-pandemic levels of activity. Under the new ministerial arrangements, Mr. Christopher Saunders, Member of Parliament, will no longer serve in Cabinet. We certainly thank him for his contributions to government and to the Cayman Islands. A brief ceremony was held in the Cabinet office this afternoon, during which time His Excellency the Governor presented instruments of appointment and administered oaths to members of Cabinet. Honourable Juliana O'Connor Connolly has been appointed as Deputy Premier and will retain her 2 current ministries of Education and District Administration and Lands. As we know, the Premier, Honourable Juliana O'Connor Connolly, has vast experience and is an accomplished and exceedingly knowledgeable minister, as well as a former Premier. I am grateful for the exemplary leadership and stability she will bring to the role of Deputy Premier. I also know that today is a proud day for the good people of our sister islands, for whom Miss Julie is a passionate champion and a diligent servant. Further, Honourable Dwayne Seymour will become Cabinet Minister for the Ministry of Border Control and Labour and relinquishes his roles as Deputy Speaker of Parliament and Parliamentary Secretary. Minister Seymour also brings a plethora of political experience to the table, having served as a minister in 2 previous administrations. I wish to publicly welcome him as a Minister of Cabinet and thank him for his willingness to once again step up to the plate to serve his country. Other changes include moving the responsibility for public transport to Minister Honourable J.E. Banks, consolidating all traffic-related matters under the Ministry of Planning, Agriculture, Housing and Infrastructure. Please note that even though the subject of transport, including the public transport unit, is moving to PAHI, the name and designation of the Ministry of Planning, Agriculture, Housing and Infrastructure will remain the same. Also, Minister Honourable Kenneth Bryan will retain responsibility for tourism, and the name of the ministry will be Tourism and Ports to better reflect the significant elements of responsibility that both our seaports and our airports reflect in that ministry. All other ministerial assignments remain the same. I will now have responsibility for the Ministry of Finance and Economic Development, a task which I recognize is not insignificant. But we are very fortunate to have a stellar team in the Ministry of Finance and Economic Development who provide expert advice and support on every level. Ministerial reshuffles such as these, particularly at these times around midterm, are fairly common in a thriving democracy. I accept that there will be a period of adjustment. However, as a PAC government, we are steadfast in our determination to deliver on the promises and the most important issues affecting the people of our beloved Cayman Islands. Ladies and gentlemen, success as a government requires teamwork. This afternoon, after the swearing-in ceremony, we met with the Deputy Governor and the senior leadership team of the Civil Service to reiterate that we as a PAC government are united and committed to serving the people of our beloved Cayman Islands. We are here to serve you and to deliver on our promises to you to make your lives better. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Premier Panton. As always, we thank you, the public, and of course, those on our panel for being here. You can rewatch this press briefing if you didn't have the opportunity to watch it live on all of the government channels at any time that you want on demand. I'm Donna Bush, as always, thanking you for joining us and wishing you a wonderful and safe night.